This is your Weather Xtreme video for January the 1st, 2016. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Happy New Year! And congratulations to Alabama for defeating Michigan State so handily last night. Our weather map this morning still features this cold front that is lying along the Gulf Coast, or just off the Gulf Coast, and that will be allowing some more rain to occur across northwest Florida and extreme southern Alabama for today, but it looks like after that we should see a period of dry weather, and we're also going to see some colder weather as a result of the upper air pattern morphing into a trough over the eastern half of the country. We've been under this southwesterly flow for over a week now, and it looks like that will finally abate, and we will get some colder air coming in from the north. We can see some of that colder air on the U.S. temperature map. Now, temperatures still pretty chilly across central Alabama, but we didn't get down to freezing in many locations. Maybe a few spots dipped down to around 32, but most places in central Alabama generally in the mid-30s and a little bit cooler up in the northeast sections. It does look like we will see some freezing morning temperatures for the next several days. Radar shows that we do have a continuation of some rain along the Gulf Coast. The rain that's a little further north, especially along the interstate from Jackson to Birmingham, rather, that rain is probably not reaching the ground because there is a dry layer sandwiched in between moisture at the ground and moisture above 400 millibars. Watch warning map certainly looks a lot less complicated and a little cleaner as a result of the fact that a lot of watches and warnings have finally expired. The green in the central part of the U.S. is still some flood warnings, and the purple out there in Texas is still some winter weather advisories. And if you want the forecast for the next 5 days, I think you can just look at the QPF chart. That's the QPF stands for Quantitative Precipitation Forecast. And basically it's saying over the northern two-thirds of Alabama, we're going to stay dry. And it looks like that's about right. Probably the next chance of rain won't come till Friday. Storm Prediction Center, January the 1st. Wow, look at that. Not so much as an outlook for even a thunderstorm anywhere in the lower 48 United States. Wow, that's amazing. And it stays that way, or almost that way, on day 2 and day 3, with just a slight risk for some thunder to be heard in South Florida. All right, the 06Z GFS model run, and there's our surface map for today at midday. And, of course, we see the rain along the front, down along the Gulf Coast. But high pressure is off to our west, and that is allowing a really good north to northeasterly surface flow. In the upper atmosphere, we do expect to see the trough begin to develop today over the eastern half of the country, and by Saturday that trough is pretty firmly established, and as it does, that's going to allow us to be fairly cool for the next several days with that good northerly flow at the surface as well. The trough stays in place on Sunday, and again on Monday. It's not until Tuesday that we actually see a change occur as the trough finally moves off the Atlantic coast, and we begin to come under a ridge over the southeastern U.S., but we should stay dry, and we should also, with the flow coming out of the east, that should bring temperatures up just a little bit. Not a great deal, but it will bring us up a little bit to where I don't think by midweek we'll be seeing morning lows below freezing and afternoon highs maybe by the end of the week pushing 60 degrees pretty good. On Thursday, the pattern looks a little messy, but we're still basically under a ridge despite the fact that we see some of the little disturbances coming out. And we are watching the southerly flow develop across the lower Mississippi River Valley. It's developing across the lower Mississippi River Valley, but to the west of Alabama, so I think Thursday we stay dry. Friday, the upper air pattern shows a short wave coming out of the overall long wave trough position over the southwestern United States. So it looks like Friday is going to be the day that we may see some rain as we have a surface low moving out of northeastern Oklahoma. And that will be dragging a front across the lower Mississippi River Valley. And, of course, that will bring us a good deal of rain as a possibility for Friday. And we stay with that into Saturday as the trough will move by. So it looks like we don't dry out till Sunday. Looking out into Voodoo country, we do have another trough coming out of the southwestern U.S. around Monday, January the 11th. That one looks like it would spell another bout of rainy weather for the southeastern U.S. The upper air pattern morphs once again into a trough over the eastern half of the country by around Wednesday, January the 13th. So that looks like, once again, a return to some colder weather for several days. But as is typically the fashion in the southeastern U.S., we are not likely to stay cold very long. A ridge comes back in place around Saturday the 16th of January. So we come back under a west to southwesterly flow, so we would warm up. Well, that'll do it for the Weather Extreme video for this morning. Expect to have the next one posted first thing on Saturday morning. Stay tuned to the blog for later updates on Alabama's weather. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Happy New Year and Godspeed.